Happy Wednesday as people trickle in. For those of you who may be joining for the first time, I'm Melissa Agnes, and this is Morning Lives with Melissa Agnes. If you have a better title for this thing, these morning lives, please share with me. I'm so open to renaming this. But in either case, it doesn't really matter what we call it, because what it is a daily space to help leaders stay grounded, connected to themselves and to their vision so that you can lead from your full potential, essentially. So if you are doing work that matters, which you are, and if you're looking for support in gaining more steadiness, more clarity, especially in moments where things are uncertain, and you want deeper connection to yourself, deeper connection to infinite divine wisdom and intelligence, deeper connection with those that you are leading, those that you are serving, as you step into what you're called to do, this space is for you. Sorry, I see your comments. I like that. No, I'm so sorry. This space is for you. This is why I show up every single morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, for about 30 minutes. Maybe we go over, maybe we go under, depending on the morning, but not by much. And what I kind of say is, I'm not here to teach you anything new. I don't claim that. I am simply here to help you remember what's true. What's true, what truly matters, what your truth is, holding your vision, bringing that vision to life to ultimately do the important work that you are here to do, and to, in doing that, make the world a better place, because that is what I stand for. So let's begin. A couple of things that I'll say every morning for those who are new. There is a lag. So I love receiving your messages on IG and LinkedIn Live. I will see them, and when I respond, you will hear my response a good 30, sometimes 45 seconds later, due to the streaming, the lag of the stream. So that's just is how it is. This morning, I am going to invite you. I have something that I really want to share this morning, and I'm, in all honesty, a little nervous about getting my words right, because it is a sensitive topic, or it could be. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be insightful. It's meant to help you think and to get you thinking and to explore and to get curious. That is what I'm about. And at the same time, I might say something that makes you feel a certain kind of way. If that happens, invitation to stay with it, invitation to get curious, not judgy, but curious about what it is that made you feel that way, or that inspired that feeling, okay? So that is my invitation to you, and that's actually a little bit about what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to look at, all right, just looking at your messages. Okay, so with all of that said, I was meditating this morning. I was really feeling into what I want to share, as I do every morning. And I read every morning. I spend a little bit of time reading, because it's my time for me. And I'm reading currently Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, which is a phenomenal book, in my opinion. And in it, there is this section where Napoleon is talking to the devil, which we could also just call fear or negative energy, right? Devil is just the symbolic word that we're going to use, or that Napoleon Hill uses, so using his verbiage. And in this section, they're talking about how we don't do right by our children or society, and therefore hasn't done right by us in terms of our society, and how the school system could be so much better in helping children, and therefore adults, think more critically, take more ownership, and really live the life of their purpose. That's ultimately the goal of this message, is like, here's the ways that we can do better to help our children truly live the life of their purpose. And as I do this show, these morning lives, I am speaking to people, to you, who are on a mission, right? Purpose-driven, soul-aligned leaders. This is who I am here for. And so this applies to you, living your life on purpose, living your life's mission, bringing that to fruition. And so in it, it says, starts with teach children, but we can hear that or not hear that. It doesn't matter. Let's look at it for ourselves as leaders. Teach children that there is no problem which does not have an appropriate solution, which means nothing's impossible, no problem is not able to be solved, right? And that the solution often may be found in the circumstance creating the problem. And so as I think about this, I think about mission-driven leaders, and I think about the state of the world, and I think about all of the things that mission-driven leaders are here to do to make the world better, right? To create, in my world, in my vision, make the world better means alleviate pain and suffering, period, right? How do we live a life that has less pain and suffering? How do we lead a life for others that creates less pain and suffering? And so the issue with this, so there is no problem which does not have an appropriate solution, and that the solution may often be found in the circumstance creating the problem. The issue with this that I want to talk about, or the way that I want us to think about it, is this doesn't mean blaming, right? This doesn't mean, and this is where I think often we can get caught, is this situation is happening and it's the situation's fault, or it's this person's fault, or it's a product of this thing and it's that thing's fault, or we might feel guilty or shameful, rather than, and this is the message, getting curious about the why. Getting curious about the why. If you have a problem that you are here on this planet to help solve, right? That is your mission, that is your purpose. And if often, as it's stating here, the solution can be found in the creation of the problem, that doesn't mean to blame the problem. That means to get curious, more deeply curious, and I mean open curiosity without judgment of why the problem is in the first place, and going on into deeper layers of thinking what the why is, what the root is, what the why is. And so the question that I asked as I was thinking through this morning was, where can we stop blaming and instead seek to understand further with open curiosity, without judgment, without guilt or shame, whether for yourself or pointing it at others? Because that is a fear, guilt, shame, blame. Those are fear-based reactions. Those are fear-based thoughts and emotions. What do we know about fear-based? They put us into survival mode. They shut down our prefrontal cortex. They limit our access to actual divine and infinite intelligence and creative problem solving because the prefrontal cortex is shut down, right? So if we know that fear and blame and guilt and all these things just create more of the same, how do we get out of that mindset and go, okay, here's the problem that I want to solve for. Let me get open and curious about the why of that problem, because maybe in the why, I will find an inspired, innovative, new way to come at the problem to find the solution. And so other things that I wrote down this morning, thinking critically, right? Allowing yourself to think without external influence, bringing your thoughts, bringing your curiosity, bringing your exploration of the problem and this new way potentially of solving for it, and internalizing it. And here's a big thing. It's kind of what I said at the beginning of this as my caveat or my warning label was, can you explore with curiosity and without judgment, leaving judgment at the door? And if you notice judgment, fear, blame, guilt, shame, anger, something, right? One of those lower frequency emotions coming up, you're human. If you're solving for a problem that you care about, it's gonna evoke emotion within you. But that emotion or that emotion is if we go to curiosity, is an opportunity that instead of going, that problem makes me feel this way, or that person makes me feel this way, or that response made me feel this way, it's, oh, isn't it interesting? That's the open curiosity. Isn't it interesting that I'm feeling this way? Let me go inward and self-reflect on what it is about this thing that's making me feel this? What is it within me that is getting triggered? That is called radical self-ownership, radical self-leadership, radical self-accountability. And in taking that approach, rather than letting our reactions and our emotions create reactions that create more of the same problem, in taking that approach, at the very least, you will expand as a leader and expand as a mission-driven, soul-aligned human who is out to make the world a better place. You will expand within yourself. You will understand yourself more deeply. You will have a deeper connection to yourself. And in that, in my experience, that creates openings for understanding the world, human nature, the problem that you're here to solve for more deeply, which then in turn creates an opening and an opportunity for innovative, creative problem solving to actually drive your mission forward, lead with purpose, lead with vision, and create the incredibly positive impact that you are here to create. So I would love to hear how this lands for you. I would love to hear what it stirs in you. It's not about blame. It's not about guilt. It's not about shame. It's not about any of those things. It's about open curiosity so that you can find the solutions to the problems that are plaguing you, whatever that looks like. And remembering from the Napoleon Hill quote, every problem has a solution. And often the solution may be found in the circumstances creating the problem. That's not to blame the problem. That's to get curious without judgment about the actual thing that you're aiming to solve for. Okay, that is my message for you this morning. That is my invitation for thinking, critical thought, for self-exploration. And so as we move into the next piece of our morning lives, which is the grounded breath work, grounded drop-in. For those of you who are new, why we do this, fear exists solely in the brain. We have 3 intelligence centers. We have the brain, we have the heart brain, and we have the gut brain. The heart brain and the gut brain, when we gain access to them, when we get out of fear, get out of our analytical mind and into our body, answers come to us. Creative, innovative, instant intuition, divine guidance, infinite wisdom, infinite intelligence comes to us. And we get to remember who we are as mission-driven leaders. We get to feel into and believe in the vision of your purpose and why you are here, what you were here for, why you are here, how you are here to whatever your version of making the world a better place is. The more we get into heart-brain coherence, which means that we are in alignment, we are calm, we are out of stress, we are in creation. And the more you get to step into the rest of your day from that place. And that place is the place that houses your deepest, most authentic power. So that's why we do these drop-ins. What it looks like is breath. Breath, I will cue, I will guide. Today, I would love for you to set your intention. Are there answers to problems that you're solving for that you would love deeper clarity on? Is there something that I said this morning that triggered a reaction in you that you would like to openly, judgment-free, with curiosity, explore in the safety of your own body? Do you find yourself in a state of blame or shame or judgment or guilt that you would like to liberate yourself from, because you deserve to be liberated from those things? So whatever your intention might be, invitation to set it now, This is your 10 minutes for you, your gift to yourself. I will guide, I will cue, and all you have to do is decide that in this next 10 minutes, my intention is to, and say it to yourself. Say it to yourself in your mind or say it to yourself out loud. If you are driving, please don't do this. That's not a safe thing to do. If you are walking in foot traffic or crossing streets, you can listen in with your ears, but please don't close your eyes while you're walking. We have enough of people walking blind in our streets these days. And, as I'll say every morning, if you find yourself seated in a cafe, in a cubicle, in a WeWork, and there are people around you, and you're like, there's a part of you that's thinking, oh, I'm going to feel so silly because I'm going to look ridiculous closing my eyes and just breathing. Here's what I have to say to that. When you do that, when you gift yourself these 10 minutes, and you decide that maybe you'll feel silly, but you're going to do it anyway, and you come out of this 10 minutes in more alignment, with more clarity, with maybe insightful answers to questions you've been posing for weeks or months or years, and you lead from that place, and people will feel that from you. And after you do this over time, I would put money down and say people are going to start coming to you and saying, what is it that you're doing in the morning? Because I love how you feel to me afterwards, and I would like to try it. So you get to, you get to feel silly and do it anyway, and lead by example, which is a gift that you get to give to yourself, and a gift that you get to give to others. All right. So, it's already been a morning, right? So if it has been, shaking it out. Let that energy out. And allowing yourself to get comfy, to get cozy in the seat that you are in, wherever you find yourself, on a cushion, on a floor, in a chair, in a car seat. Sinking into that seat, remembering your intention for this morning, for this moment. And when you're ready, shutting down your eyes or softening your gaze, whatever feels most comfortable to you. And we're going to do the halo active breath. So it's simply in through the nose, out through the mouth. And what this breath helps to do is it helps to signal to your body, to your nervous system, that you are safe. Which means you are getting out of stress, out of survival, and you are allowing yourself to step into creation, into peace. I talked last week about equanimity. You're allowing yourself to step into your equanimity, which is ultimate freedom. So taking that breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you exhale, allowing your awareness to follow that breath, that exhale down through your body, into your belly, and then down even deeper, lower into the sensation of where your body meets whatever seat you're sitting on. And as you breathe, in through the nose, out through the mouth, just feeling into that sensation. And let's practice that open curiosity with our awareness. Just noticing what you notice. What does that seat feel like? Noticing too that it's got you. It's not going to drop you, which means that you can also, if you so choose, grant yourself the permission to really sink in to that seat and offload to the seat the tension in your body, the stress, the weight on your shoulders, because it can take it. It can take it. It's got you. And in this moment, you are safe to breathe. And as you continue to circulate that breath, on your next inhale through the nose, invitation to follow that, pull that breath up from your seat bones, from where your attention just was. Let it come up your body, follow it with your awareness, and let it land in your heart space. And as you inhale through your nose, focusing, pretending that it is actually your heart space, your heart center, that is inhaling that breath in. So here you might imagine your heart's electromagnetic field opening up past your bodily border. You might feel into the sensation of your chest cavity and your rib cage expanding as you inhale in and letting it feel good. That's the trick here. The sensation is letting it feel good, letting it feel expansive. Noticing what you notice. And with every exhale out through your mouth, following that breath from your heart down to your belly, down to your gut, your solar plexus, your belly. And letting that feel good. So taking the breath on your own, in through the nose, opening up that heart space, opening up that chest cavity, out through the mouth, sinking more and more deeply into the safety, the relaxation, the comfort that exists in your belly. And if your thoughts come up, if you have thoughts that come into your mind, it's simply about saying, thank you, I'm human. Thoughts will happen, but right now, I'm going to come back to my breath. I'll come to the thoughts, I will listen to you in a few moments, but right now I'm going to just come back to my breath. And then bringing your thoughts, your awareness, your consciousness back in, inhaling through the nose, opening up that heart space, exhaling, sinking more and more deeply into your belly, letting it feel good. And whatever intention you set, are you able, this is exploration, there's no wrong way to do this, are you able to bring that intention to your heart? So what this might look like is as you breathe in through your nose and you're opening up that heart space, maybe you're thinking, as you focus on your heart space opening up, you're thinking about your intention. You're just saying it out loud. Or saying it in your head. And then, as you exhale, sinking deeper into your belly, you're just letting it go. You're letting that intention go. And practicing open curiosity here. Getting curious about the sensations that you feel as you breathe in through your heart space and exhale into your belly. Noticing what you notice. Letting it feel good. Are you able to allow it to feel even better by 5%? Can you open up that heart space? Let it feel even better by 5%. Can you sink more deeply into your belly with your exhale, letting it feel good and calm and relaxing by 5% more? What does it feel like to to allow yourself to feel 5% even better. Last few moments of breath, keep that breath circulating. In through the nose, opening up that heart space, letting it feel so good, so expansive. Out through the mouth, letting it sink, that breath, following that breath, sinking more deeply into your belly, letting that feel good. Keeping that breath circulating. In our last few moments of breath, on your next inhale, invitation, if your hand isn't already on your heart space, bringing your hand to your heart. And as always, let's embrace a moment of deep gratitude. Gratitude first and foremost to yourself, because you showed up today and you gifted yourself these 10 moments of calm, of truly stepping into your power. It takes courage to do this because it is counterintuitive. So you get to feel deeply grateful for allowing yourself and bringing yourself to do this. I am deeply grateful to you for choosing this. Gratitude to your body for being such a beautiful access of infinite wisdom, infinite guidance when we remember that our calm, our equanimity, our access to clarity, to alignment, to remembering the truth of who we are and what we are capable of and what we are here to do, and believing in that mission. When the world gets chaotic, your body is this incredible access to all of those things, simply by remembering that it is and by choosing to sit with your breath. That is a beautiful gift, and it is yours. It is your divine right, and we get to be grateful for that. Grateful to the clarity that will come, whether it came in this last few moments or it will come later today or at some point, but it will come. The clarity and the answers to your intention. The results of your intention, the answers of your intention. Gratitude, knowing that they're coming, if they haven't already dropped in. And with that, on your next breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes, coming back to the moment, coming back to your body. And if you feel so called, sharing in the chat how you feel, or sending me a DM. Your messages fuel me. They keep me going. They remind me in my moments of uncertainty that this has impact, that this is worth it. I know that it is, but I'm human and sometimes I self-doubt. So your messages gift me that. So I fully appreciate them when you send them. Okay, before you go off to today, Napoleon Hill, from his book, Outwitting the Devil. There is no problem which does not have an appropriate solution. That means that what you are working on, what you are aiming to solve, the mission that you are here to lead is possible, period. Period. I don't care who tells you it's delusional. I don't care who tells you that the world will never be that way. My response to that is, just because things are doesn't mean they have to be, and I have the power to create meaningful change. Period. You have the power to create meaningful change. And when we are seeking the solutions to the problems that we are here to solve for, the solution often may be found in the circumstance creating the problem itself. That does not welcome an opportunity for blame, guilt, shame, deflection, etc. What that does, if we allow it to do so, is gives us the opportunity to remember that if we look at the circumstance of the situation that we are here to solve for, and we get curious about it without judgment, we remember our breath, we come back to the infinite wisdom that exists in our body outside of our analytical mind, and we look at the problem and the circumstance with open curiosity and an excitement even to find the solution because it exists and it's somewhere. This gives us access to creative and innovative problem solving. And in doing this, you may just find the answers you're looking for, the answers to the next step along your path that you're looking for. What this includes is zero judgment, zero blame, zero shame. Where can we stop blaming and instead seek to understand further? Seek to understand further. How much more deeply can you understand a circumstance, a person, a human behavior, a collective choice? Exploring with curiosity rather than judgment. And when you feel judgment, remembering that you're human. When you feel a reactive, lower frequency, fear-based emotion, you are human. And that's not an invitation to blame that on somebody else or the circumstance. That's an invitation to get with yourself and to get curious without judgment again. Get curious about why it is that you feel that way. And allow that to be an opportunity to connect even more deeply with you and your mission and what you're here to do. What this is called is radical self-leadership, radical self-responsibility, radical ownership. And as a mission-driven, soul-aligned, purpose-driven leader, that is your responsibility, and that is a part of your superpower. Okay, with that, I am so grateful for this moment with you this morning. I am Melissa Agnes. These are Morning Lives with Melissa Agnes, where I share one thought, one truth, and I invite you to go on a journey for 10 minutes of grounding and centering and aligning and remembering who you are so that you can step into your day in your vision, in your mission, and in your complete self-empowered empowerment. That was a weird way to say it, but we'll keep it. I am here every single morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, for about 30 minutes to do exactly this. So if you know a leader or somebody who you feel would really benefit from these morning lives, please share my profile with them. I have a vision of having millions of people join us on these calls, on these lives every morning, so that together we can remember what's true, remember what's actually important, unsubscribe from the illusions and the fear-based things that the world has programmed us to subscribe to, and together collectively make the world a better place. All right, with that, you are so welcome. I'm seeing your thank yous in the chat. Thank you for them. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow morning. No, I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, have a beautiful day.